Beloved brothers and sisters, as we gather on this Divine Mercy Sunday, the Church invites us first to express our faith in the resurrection of Jesus, second, to give testimony of hope, and third, to live in love as the first Christian community did. They had one heart and one soul. We hear the story of the risen Lord appearing to his disciples who have gathered behind locked doors. However, Thomas is not with them on this occasion. When Jesus appears a second time, we have the deeply moving encounter between Christ and his doubting disciple, and the gentle but firm way in which the Lord brings Thomas to faith. Jesus then proclaims the demanding ideal of unconditional faith. Blessed are those who have not seen yet believe. We know that our legal system is based on evidence. For example, one person accuses another of a crime. Then the court comes to conclusion by gathering evidence. Thomas also demands for evidence. That is what is happening here. But the doubter Thomas, as soon as he sees the Lord, those conditions disappear. He saw the risen Lord, and that was enough for him. He solemnly proclaims, "My Lord, my God." Sometimes we see the picture of Saint Thomas inserting his finger into the hole in Jesus' chest made by the spear. But that is a wrong imagination of an artist, because the Gospel does not say that. Thomas does not need any more proof. He does not want to put his hand into the holes and side of Jesus because his desire to see the Lord was already fulfilled. This shows that the earnest desire of Thomas was to see the risen Lord like the other disciples, nothing more. Thomas teaches us that our faith may falter at times, but through encountering the living Christ, our doubts can be transformed into unwavering belief. Many of us may relate to Thomas in our moments of doubts. We may seek tangible proof of God's presence in our lives, just as Thomas sought to touch the wounds of Christ. However, like Thomas, we are called to transcend our doubts and open our hearts to encounter the living Christ in our midst. The French philosopher, mathematician, and theologian Blaise Pascal said, "The heart has its reasons, which the reason does not know. It is the heart that feels God and not reason." And that is precisely what faith is. God sensitive to the heart, not to reason. A story tells us that an abbot of a renowned monastery seeks guidance from a guru in the Himalayas after the monastery falls into decline. The guru reveals to the abbot that one of the monks in the monastery is the Messiah in disguise. The abbot returns to the monastery and tells the monks that the Messiah is already among them, but in disguise. Later, the monks speculate on who the disguised Messiah might be in their midst and start fostering mutual respect and consideration among them. This newfound attitude restores the monastery's vibrancy, attracting new candidates and reviving the joyous spirit among the monks. The story of the monastery reminds us that the Messiah may be among us in disguise, and it is our failure to recognize His presence that leads to spiritual desolation. Let us treat one another with kindness, respect, and love, recognizing the potential presence of Jesus in each person we encounter. Today, Divine Mercy Sunday invites us to reflect on the infinite mercy of God revealed to us through the passion, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Pope Saint John Paul II, Benedict XVI, and Pope Francis have all emphasized the importance of recognizing God's mercy in our lives. As believers, we are called to live out our faith in tangible ways, serving as instruments of God's mercy in the world. Just as Christ commissioned his disciples to go forth and proclaim the good news, we too are called to share the mercy of the Lord with all whom we encounter. Let us take a moment to examine our own lives. Is our faith firm, or do doubts continually disturb us? How do we live out our faith in our families and communities? Let us pray for the grace to deepen our faith and to live with one heart and one soul as disciples of the risen Lord. Have a wonderful and graceful Sunday.